Hello, everybody. I hope all is well with you. I am Demetra K of the Demetra K Show, and I hope that you are having a great day. As I said, like I said, big giant thank you and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Also, like to say a big giant thank you to my moderators. You are the best to ever do it. The purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Today, we're going to be talking about Black Americans planning to boycott all African businesses for being disrespectful. Now, not, I guess, just the African businesses, but African immigrants, I guess, in general. Now, admittedly, I did hear about this about 2 weeks ago or so. I actually saw a flyer or something, and I was going to talk about it. I was like, nah, I'm not going to talk about it. But then I'm starting to see more and more conversation about it. So I was like, okay, I'll talk about it. So what I like to do is have a very intelligent conversation with you all and, see what this is all about. There's a way around or whatever. Now, surely I do have an opinion and I am going to give it. So I hope that, we can still be friends afterwards. So anyway, let's see who's on here. Before I get into it, Beverly, how you doing? Says I get my hair, only get your hair braided once a year anyway. Okay, we're going to get into it. I'm going to show y'all a video and I'm going to show y'all the flyer. Fly Lily, how you doing? Says I've only got my hair braided once in the African shop, and I used to buy ginger tea from the African store next door, but I stopped that a long time ago. Okay, African Native, what's going on with you? One who cares. Hope you're doing well, Sister Shirley. What is up, Stephen? Hope you're doing great. Buckhorse in the building. Yes, you are here. He says outside listening to some Biggie party and BS. Okay. Well, I hope you're enjoying yourself. Lucky me, how you doing? Mad Dog, what's going on with you? Baraka, what's going on? Brother Reggie in the building. Who else? Renaya, how you doing? He says, I ain't boycotting no Black Africans. I love our people all over the world. Okay. I choose better. How you doing? Says you heard about the African Union stealing money from Black Americans. They got 80 billion in reparations. I heard something about it loosely. I don't know all the details to any of this, but I heard something about it. Vanessa, how you doing? MC Fact, what's going on with you? Thank you for asking everybody to get the likes up. I appreciate you. Tommy, what's going on by the time 103? How you doing, Reverend Ike Turner? Oh, Ike. How you doing? Says this is the first step. Next, no more Asian hair care. Okay, Nubian King, how you doing? He says a Sore from Israel. Okay. How you doing? The Rock, what's going on with you? Says Demetra, we should never have been in their businesses anyway. Whew, prime time, how you doing? Okay, so I think I've tap danced enough. Let's get into it for the sake of time. Okay, I should also say it's very super hot here in Houston. So anyway, as I said, now I'm on social media, right? So as I scroll, I see certain things. A lot of it I just keep on scrolling by because I'm like, it's whatever. But I kept seeing this particular thing, right? Now, apparently, there's a boycott that's going to take place on August 1st of this year. Now, it's a boycott of all African businesses by Black Americans, right? So Black Americans are supposed to abstain from spending money in African businesses. Clearly, I guess, apparently, I should say, there's a difference, right? You guys have heard the term FBA, Black Americans, ADOS, and then there's Africans from the motherland, right? Now, depending on what your DNA say, for those of us who are American descendants of slavery, we still have African roots. I know that my DNA says that I do, right? From Nigeria, to be exact. Anyway, now, the allegation is that African immigrants, again, from the motherland, are disrespectful to Black Americans. Right now, we've heard the banter kind of go back and forth between both. I try my best not to get in that at all. But the allegation is, they're disrespectful and saying things like Black Americans have no culture, right? We don't have our own language. We don't have this. We don't have that. And then from that came, I don't want to know if the FBA movement came from that, but it seems like those two groups there, FBA and Africans, seem to butt heads a lot, right? Okay. So again, No African businesses will be getting black dollars. This is the boycott, right? From August 1st, I guess it's going to last a month. Okay. Now, there seems to be a divide in opinion, right? As we saw, one person was like, I'm not boycotting any black Africans at all, right? And of course, there's a lot that's saying, yeah, we're boycotting enough, right? Per the thumbnail that I put up. Enough. They're not getting any more of our money. We're tired of the disrespect, okay? Now, what sounds like kicked it off is, as I saw a lot of people say in the comment section, the hair braiding, I guess, issue. So I'm going to play this small snippet of a video. Now, mind you, a lot of this too came from the Essence Festival conversation. Y'all heard all about it, but here we go.
Now we should control the fest when we the one who bought it.
Black Americans, come here. Come here. This is a message for y'all, especially my Black American women. Come here. Listen. I think it's time for us to show how strong and how powerful the Black American dollar is, since they don't believe us. I think it's time to boycott the braiding shops.
Okay, so I'm gonna remove her. So the video was actually a little bit longer, but it was really spicy, right? She had a lot of choice words, but the premise is, you know, since I guess they are disrespectful, let's start with the African braiding shops. Now, I live in Houston, right? And there's so many African braiding shops. I mean, there's so many, right? You can throw a rock and hit 3 of them. Now, when I first moved here, I did go get my hair braided. I'm at an African shop 2 times. And I say both times they didn't do what I asked, but I stopped getting my hair braided for my own reasons, right? I'm trying to keep all my hair follicles intact, as many as I have left, right? So I don't really get my hair braided at all anymore. Now, this is what I saw a couple of weeks ago. Now, as y'all see there, I blanked out the word that people often like to use to describe non-Black Americans. Let me see. Was there anything else? Yes. Non-Black Americans, right? So it says the Black American, y'all, you know, word, whatever, boycott, festival, stores, restaurants, housing, award shows, companies, movies, music, social media platforms. I didn't even know that they had their own social media platforms. I don't even know what that's about. And basically everything, right? Somebody had put that together. Again, I saw this a couple of weeks ago and I said, but as I said, now I'm starting to see more and more of it. And as I said, too, I do have my opinion. I'm going to remove this. I do have my opinion, and I'll give it to you guys before I get into the comment section. Okay, now this is how I feel about it. As I said, I'm originally from Southern California. I've only been in Texas, Houston to be exact, since the end of 2020. Now, I know some Africans from the motherland in Southern California, Kenyans to be exact. Now, I remember one specifically telling me, yeah, we were told, you know, stay away. He's a guy, right? Stay away from Black American women, right? American Black women, because they got attitudes and right? And I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy, right? So I didn't think much of it. So then when I moved here, I would say personally, I did, you know, receive some disrespect from some of our brothers and sisters in the motherland. Didn't really let it like ruin my day or anything like that. But then I think about the disrespect that we get from everybody else, right? You name it. It's not just the brothers and sisters from the motherland. But I would say really before that became a thing, we've been getting disrespect from the Asian community, right? Case in point, and I always talk about it every year, is Latasha Harlins in 1991, the 15-year-old that was unalived by Sudan U. I think that's how you say her name, Empire Liquor Store, where she took her life over a bottle of orange juice. Right now, eventually it was burned down to the ground in 1992. But from what I understand, her family, her being the liquor store owner, because she got like a on the wrist, right? She moved not too far from Los Angeles and she's up and running, right? It's a Black customer haven, right? So they're still up and running. When I think about the Arabs, right, and all the stuff that they do to us in these liquor stores and things like that, they're still hot and popping. And I think about, of course, them folks, right? White people, they do stuff to us all day long. We never, ever, ever, ever stand 10 toes down boycotting them. Now, I should probably mention the Target boycott. And I'm going to get into the comment section just a second. I should mention the Target boycott, right? Now, that seems like it's getting some traction. Unfortunately, with that, it's totally misguided, right? Because we know that with the DEI programs that they took away, they actually really took that away from white women. Black Americans or Black people in general, I don't even know how they, make the difference. But we are like number 5 on the list of that, right? Also, with Target, as I said, I live in Houston. Every time I go in there, yes, I go into Target, I see almost nothing but Black people working in Target. So no one's answered the question as to when Target, let's say if that's the goal, right, to bankrupt them, they go out of business. Well, what happens to those Black jobs? What happens to those people? You just say, well, they're just collateral damage, right? So we're seeing that kind of be successful in a way. But I'm one of those people. I'm not saying that, there's not any disrespect from the African brothers and sisters from the continent. I'm not saying there's not, okay? But I'm hard pressed to boycott them before I boycott the real oppressor, right? Which is the oppressor of everybody. Everywhere he or she goes, all over the planet, there is destruction, mayhem, and oppression. But somehow we get energy. Now, I know I'm going to be careful when I say this because I know some people are going to get upset, and I'm not trying to make you upset. I want us to be rational. We do it to us. We stand 10 toes down on doing it to us. Now, I should say, I looked to see how many African immigrants, so we'll say that African immigrant businesses are in the United States. And there was kind of like a Google, I should say, and some other sources are like, they can't really make the difference because the census as of yet has not made the difference, right? Normally on the census or any other thing, it's either you're Black or, or African-American or Black or something like that, right? They don't say, are you Nigerian, Kenyan, Ugandan? They don't, make the difference. So it's kind of hard to say how many African immigrant businesses there are, but in total, there's about 195,000 Black owned businesses. And that's the other allegation from this is African immigrant businesses aren't considered Black owned business. That's what I saw, right? They're like, well, they're not considered a Black owned business. I don't know where people are getting these things, right? But I'm down with boycotting the Asians because you know why? Where do you think them African women get their hair from? Do they have, I don't know, maybe they do. Maybe they have a lock on the hair, but they're getting it from the Asians, right? The Asians, we know they known to whoop a sister's behind, probably once a week, right? We've been hearing a lot about it a while back, right? Getting whooped with broomsticks and chokeholds and all kind of stuff, but yet they still standing. Now, we remember Brother Tyrone Muhammad from Chicago. Y'all remember him? When he threw the brick through the nail shop because those sisters were disrespected. I think they got beat up or something up in there. And the brother caught a case. He caught a case behind standing up for Black women. And guess what those Black women did? They took themselves right up in there again. After that brother caught a case for them. There's another situation with a beauty supply where some sisters got whooped on. And the community is like, we shutting it down, right? Black men showed up. All that business had to do was offer 50% off. And it was a line around the block of Black women. And the brothers was like, what are y'all doing? I wish I could find the video. What are y'all doing? Oh, you don't tell us what to do. You stand out of our business. It's like, these people putting it on the line, but yet you giving the Asians all this money? The Arabs get all your money, but now we gonna really draw the line at African immigrants over here. Again, I'm not saying they, aren't disrespectful, but hell, I've been disrespected by Black Americans, African Americans, and just about everybody, right? So I want to see what you guys' opinion is, and then we'll go from there. I'm done talking. So let's see who else is on here before I started talking. Let's see. Give me a second because I'm a little behind. Who haven't I seen? Lala, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Our Negroes, what's going on with you? Mike Nice, I am so happy that you are here. Mad Dog says boycott the Asian stores too. By the time 103 says if she listens to Blizzard King reviews, he breaks it down really clear and good about them and our reparations. Okay, so you're talking about the African Union. Okay, I have to look into it. Janelle, how you doing? You said this is sad. Yes, and lucky me, you says permanent boycott. Okay, Brother Abdul, how you doing? Says I'm not boycotting no African businesses. And like I said, the opinions are kind of split, right? Some people are like, man, I got other stuff I need to be doing, and some people are like, yeah, bet I'm with it, right? Wallin, how you doing? Says the boycott starts the same day as the tariffs do. So you're saying August 1st, right? Yeah, so that's when the boycotts are supposed to start. It's supposed to go a whole month. Arneba, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. All right, so let's see. Janelle said this makes no sense at all. Like I said, I saw it and I didn't think much of it, but then now I'm seeing more and more of it. I was like, okay, so this is really a thing, I guess. I don't know. Michelle W, how you doing? Says good evening. Good evening, everyone. Says I saw a couple of videos of Africans talking crap about Black Americans. I will never go to their place of businesses again. They need us. We don't need them. Yeah, and I get that. But my thing is this. Because I always hear a lot of people say, well, it's not all white people. Or it's not all Asians. Or it's not all Hispanics. But somehow it's all, African immigrants. Because is it possible? I'm just asking questions, right? If y'all don't know me by now, I'm good at playing devil's advocate. Okay, so I'm just going to be asking questions. So is it possible that the African immigrants on the internet or that are being disrespectful are not the same ones that own businesses? I'm just asking that question. Primetime says boycott Indians and Chinese businesses too. King Shaw, how you doing? Says they're trying to get in our reparations money. That's a slap in FBA faces. So yeah, I get it. They're trying to get into it. But they could try, but it's ultimately who gives it to them, right? Now I know there's been some talk, especially in Los Angeles, where a lot of non-Black Americans are like, hey, what about us type of thing? But that's not their money, period, right? Now, if the legislation or whatever, politicians give it to them, then that's where we have a problem, right? Because in essence, they've been giving immigrants all kind of stuff, a form of reparations, if you think about it, because they've been telling us no, but they've been giving the immigrants pretty much anything they want and need, right? So, yeah. I see Nooney. I hope I said that right. How you doing? It says all the other enemies here, and they choose another African people. Yeah, and again, I'm not saying that the African immigrants have not been disrespectful. Don't mistake me in saying that, but I'm with you on that one. Like, wow, all the other, because I doubt that very seriously Africans get most of our money. Okay, I would bet they don't get most of our money like the Asians, the Arabs, the Hispanics, the white people. I guarantee you, African businesses probably get a drop. I don't know. I could be wrong though. Let's see. Let's try to acknowledge everybody. Then I'll come back to you guys' comments again. Allie, did I say hello to you? Says brother Phil took a solid stand on what that Nigerian woman said. She had some nerve. What the hell? And was that the Nigerian woman in the first part of that video? Because on TikTok you can like stitch videos together. So apparently she said some other stuff. Not really too clear on what it was she said, but it sounds like it was enough for the sister to call a boycott, because from what I understand, it was that sister there that kicked it off, right? So whatever the African woman said, it struck a nerve with her. King Shaw, really? All right, let's see who else is on here. Arthur J, how you doing? Says Asians take and never give back. Never. Yep. Freddie B, how you doing? I hope all is well with you as well. African Native says people talk that negativity about Black people on the net and promoting this self-hate movement are paid agents. I hear that accusation like, oh, they're paid agents. I don't think so. There might be some people who are paid agents. I just think some people are probably legitimately tired of it and they feel like this is a good way, to send a message like, okay, now we ain't going no more, enough. I think there's people are legitimate in that, but for me, I just rather put a little bit more thought to it because I'm canceling a whole lot of other people before I get to them. You know what I mean? Dwayne, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And Ali say they braid too tight, and sometimes don't. Yeah, I've had some pretty tight experiences. Dwayne says we're not going to stop spending money with them. He says on one day, it's ongoing. So you said it's ongoing. You kind of got jumbled there. Anthony, how you doing? Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Abdullah says, how you going to complain about something that you don't own or control? FBA Clean, how you doing? Says we need our own FBA businesses. The braiding shops are not so clean. They braid your hair out of your scalp until you are bald and your hairline looks like a backpack. They don't like washing your hair. I would say that. Like I said, the last times that I got my hair braided for real, I got braided with an African shops. It was very tight, right? So I just said, okay, I'm too old to be having my hair tight like that, so I don't go. But you're right, you hit the nail on the head. The focus should be more on opening our own businesses. But I got a story to tell you. I used to have a cosmetology license, right? So I know how to do hair to a little degree. But I'll give y'all a story if I remember about some of our sisters in hair. Okay. I try not to forget. LTMH, how you doing? Says the disrespect in the comments. Hopefully everybody is being, more cerebral and not disrespectful. Yes, Rip Latasha Harlan's Mad Dog. I will always talk about her every year. Facts Not Feelings, how you doing? Says eye for an eye and match that energy is the code that we all must be. We all must and should live by when it comes to crimes against us as a people. I get that, but let's make sure it's even-handed across everybody, because everybody disrespects Black Americans. Everybody, right? Everybody disrespects us. So, as FBA Queen said, the solution is to start our own businesses. Why can't we do that? With nearly $2 trillion, give or take, coming into our community, we can't start our own business? Are we so crippled to the point where we can't start our own businesses, our own hair salons? I'll tell y'all my story real quick, okay? Now, back in the day, I should have brought a picture. When I was wearing a permanent, I used to have like a little cute, funky mohawk. It was dope, okay? I know how to do hair, okay? I just needed it to be cut because, I don't cut my own hair so well. So I called us a Black American sister. I need my hair just cut because I'm going to wash it. I just need you to cut it. Now, this was like 15 years ago. She wanted $60. $60 just to cut it. I didn't need her to wash it. I didn't need her to blow dry it or nothing. $60. I'm like, yeah, no, I ain't giving you that. So I did find one sister, and she did a good job. It wasn't that much. She didn't charge me that much. So the next time I made an appointment with her, because I was getting my hair cut like once a month, because that's how fast it grows. I show up to the hair salon and she ain't there. Her, the other co-workers like, oh yeah, she's sick. She ain't coming in. I'm like, damn, she couldn't call me. You can't call nobody. So I needed my hair cut. And guess where I went? I went to Supercuts. Now, if you've ever been to Supercuts, it don't matter if it's a Black stylist, Mexican, white. They all got to know the basics of hair, right? So I said, can y'all cut my hair? And it's a white woman. Guess how much she charged me? $15.50. And I was going there for like 2 years to get my hair cut. Because I'm like, my own people, the sisters, unreliable, and want to charge ridiculous prices. So when we get these businesses, we got to do business and do it right. Not saying that all of us operate that way, but we got to really start having some sort of code of how to do business and do it right. That's just my spiel. Baraka says the Africans and others are told many negative things about Black Americans, part of the white narrative. Yeah, and that's on them for believing it, right? It's their fault for being inculcated with foolishness from the same oppressor that they have on the motherland. They believe in their narrative about us, right? That's on them. Because like I said, when I went to the motherland, I heard some things, but surely I didn't think there was going to be giraffes and, elephants running through the town square. But if I listen to them folks, I'm thinking monkeys are swinging everywhere. People walking around naked with bones in their noses. Now, of course, I didn't believe that. But I'm saying, but I went over there. And of course, again, I didn't believe it. But I'm like, it looks like America. Matter of fact, I didn't see no giraffe or elephant nowhere. So I'm just saying we can't believe everything that the oppressor tells us. All right, skipping on down, acknowledging everybody have not seen yet. And Arneba says, right, we supposed to boycott Christmas. What happened? At the NFL, Christmas, and a whole host of other stuff. And Negroes is, got their favorite team jersey on. They forgot all about that. But somehow we supposed to be linking arms to boycott 14 African businesses. I'm just saying. Let me shut up before I get in trouble. FBA Queen says, I have gotten rid of all the docs except for one. And docs, and what does that mean exactly? Sherry, how you doing? Says, well, now the Africans are also jumping on Black American women too. I saw a video like that. I didn't know who was fighting. I know it was an African braiding shop or whatever the case is. Yeah, I mean, boycott that shop. Boycott that shop. Definitely. Anybody who's jumping on people, yeah, they should be out of business, period. David, how you doing? Says, I never heard of no Asian woman or no sisters. Come on now. He says, you never heard of no Asian woman or no sisters. Come on now. I don't even know what that comment means, but welcome. Welcome, welcome. Facts Not Feeling says, Asians in America will whip a sister behind. Asians in China do not behave like that against Black women in China. Yeah, I went to Japan and very nice people, very cordial, very nice people. I just think once they come to the States, they buy all the narratives about Black women. Veronica, did I say hello to you? Not hello. Arson, where have you been? Says, hi, I'm rarely on anymore due to work, but so glad I caught this. Demetra, always on point, saying exactly what I was going to say. What about the hard, actual disrespect from all the other races? Yeah, and that's some real disrespect. Now, it's all disrespectful. But then the other thing, too, is to say it's almost to pretend like Black Americans aren't disrespectful. We could be very disrespectful, So, yeah, I get it. Ishmael, how you doing? Says, I think it's about recognizing we have no friends as FBAs, boycott or not. It's about understanding all groups align against us. That's very true. But you know who else are not friendly to FBAs? FBAs. Black Americans aren't friendly to Black Americans. We're not. I often say it. I'm a Black woman, been there for 54 years, so I think I got the resume to say it. Nobody hates a Black woman like a Black woman. Black women always say, I'm the most disrespected and unprotected, but then you go around doing it to everybody else. So we have to have a conversation amongst ourselves because, as I said, it's almost to say that, oh, we're perfect, right? We're so perfect. We're not. Nobody's perfect. And again, this is not an indictment of Black Americans. See, like I said, for those of y'all who have never been on here before, I'm going to keep it real. This is where the common sense lives. This is the common sense zone. I might name it that. The common sense zone, okay? Where we're going to actually do some real thinking around here. All right, so let's see. Who else haven't I seen? Ooh, my thing skipped up. Okay, here we go. Dre, how you doing? Says, what's funny is that the Black Manosphere said Black women would go back there. Yeah, because one thing, Black women spend a lot of money on our hair, our nails, and everything else, right? And we don't care. We don't care where we get it from. As long as I can get the hair or whatever the case is, right? Now, I personally have a litmus test when I go to other businesses, right? I do my own hair, but I have to get products some places. I usually go to like Walmart or Target. But the litmus test, if I have to go anywhere else, is do you have any Black people working there? If you don't have any Black people working there, then I'm not going to spend my money there. That's me. Depending on what it is, right? But for the most part, with the Asians and all that other stuff, yeah, y'all got to have somebody Black working there because more than likely y'all going to set those hair shops or the beauty supplies and stuff up in the Black neighborhood. I need to see some Black people up in there or you're not going to get my Black dollars. That's just me. Altaria, how you doing? Says African, Chinese, Arab, whoever be disrespectful can get it. I agree. It should be all inclusive. Definitely. All right, let me skip down. GT Parker, how you doing? Says, I'm not a Hamite, could care less about an African. Yes, I choose better. He says, boycott everybody. The Holy FBA Code XTV1, how you doing? Says, boycott them all for life, find a Black business. Yes. Why aren't we having that conversation? We've been told, I know this is probably where some people going to lose it. We've been told that by Marcus Garvey, even though He was uniting the African diaspora. I know that was a dirty word, but he was like, up you mighty nation, accomplish what you will. We heard that from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. Accept your own and be yourself and do for self. We've been hearing that over and over and over again. And somehow we here in 2025 still having a conversation about boycotting everybody else while we allow all those black dollars to slip through our hands. Dr. Claude Anderson, he's got to be in his 90s now. He has been ringing the alarm forever, telling us to practice group economics. And here we are distracted about what everybody else is doing instead of saying, hey, enough of that noise. Let's pool our Black American dollars together and let's build something. See, I'm one of those people, I like to focus on the positive. I don't like to focus on the negative because they say where attention flows, power goes. So you're focusing on the negative aspects of things instead of the positive, then that's where your energy and all the power will go to the negative. So yeah. Who else haven't I seen? Monique, how you doing? Thank you so much for that. Byron, what's going on? Says, this is okay. Welcome. Maureen, how you doing? Great vibe. Ray, how you doing? Says, thanks, Native Black Americans. Okay. Jackson, how you doing? Says, why tolerate mistreatment? Did I say tolerate mistreatment? I just want to be clear because I'm getting older. Not old, I'm getting older, but I got a good memory. And I never said not one time to tolerate mistreatment. So I just want to be clear that I did not say that because Demetra can't tolerate mistreatment from nobody. I don't care who it is. So I want to be clear that I did not say that. FBA news and updates. How you doing? Says FBA got to boycott permanently. Yeah, boycott everybody. I think it was Dr. Claude Anderson who said this. Black Americans are very good at boycotting. Oh, yes, we are. We boycott ourselves and we give our money to everybody else. So yes, we need a permanent boycott and stop permanently boycotting ourselves because we should not be giving 97% of almost $2 trillion away to everybody else. If you ask me, that sounds like a boycott. Sounds like we're boycotting ourselves and enriching everybody else, right? So that's a conversation we need to be having. Negroes says, I don't frequent African businesses, so it's kind of easy for me to boycott, but Asians are everywhere in my city. Yeah, but are you willing to put any skin in the game against them? Because they have more power over Black Americans than Africans do. They do. Asians said we want a hate crime bill because the Negroes are adverse to us. And it was a unanimous decision to give Asians a hate crime bill under the Biden administration. Now, I don't know. I don't know everything. Do Africans have a hate crime bill? We surely don't have one. So I ask you, who has more power? Is it Africans from the motherland or is it Asians? And when I say power over you, who has more power over you? I'm just asking our Negroes. I'm not indicting. I'm just asking a question. All right. Vanessa says, I will not boycott, not the Asians. Now, the Asians surely should be boycotted first. Absolutely. Who else is on here? Kason, how you doing? Said inheritance. Who else? How you doing? Says, to be honest, I've been boycotting African and Caribbean because they treat me and others funny. I boycott any place with bad customer service. Same. If you give me bad customer service, I'm not going back up in there. Period. I don't care who you are. But I would love to never have this be a conversation. Say, hey, I'm going to one of my Black American businesses, whether it's a grocery store, whether it's a restaurant, wherever it is. like I said, everybody else, they don't even have to think twice. They don't say, shop Asian today. Go make sure you go to the Japanese store. You gotta spend. You go to the Mexican store. They don't have to do that in second nature. We're the ones that every so often. Okay, we're gonna have a buy black day today. Let's buy black. That should be second nature to us. It shouldn't even be a second thought. Just I'm going to the grocery store, and you go right to a Black American store. See, that's where we need to be. Sagittarius Goddess, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Meshka, what's going on? It says, everybody go home. I ain't got time to dissect y'all. You crazy. All right. Who else? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so behind. Triple Agent, what's going on? It says, sometimes the good ones have to suffer too for being complicit and not checking their people. I guess, I guess. The Boom Boom Room. How you doing? Says I'm in Chicago and I have never seen an African business. Yeah, I'm from the West Coast, California, Southern California. There's some, right? But I haven't seen a plethora of them. I can only really think of one. And it's not even there anymore, right? And this was years ago. Al, how you doing? Says black people are never satisfied and quick to boycott something when their money isn't right. Well, we should boycott when we're disrespected, but we should make sure that everybody gets to smoke because black Americans are disrespected by everybody. Everybody. Okay. David says, do your homework, please. Okay. What do you want me to do my homework on? S. Williams, how you doing? Says if black people boycott every other race, we'd be naked. We go naked rather and starve to death because we have nothing to sustain one another. Yeah, that's the conversation we need to be having, right? Brandy, how you doing? Long time no see. Who else haven't I seen? Greedy Grove, how you doing? Greedy Grove, yeah. He says some black people just don't understand ish. Uh-oh. All right, Brother Critical, how you doing? Hope that you are doing well this fine evening. Brandy says all of the people that are taking from us, we start with the Africans, right? You know, Nikki Smith, how you doing? Says the Africans mad at my job. What are they mad at? Herschel, how you doing? House of Nicole, how you doing? He says for those of us who did come by way of Atlanta slave trade, we were sold by the Africans and for reasons that they know, but a lot of us don't. They know we are who we are and why they sold us. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole host of reasons why we were sold. Whole host of them. But something tells me that, and I wasn't there as it was a long time ago. I don't know if we were sold with in mind that the horrors that our ancestors would endure. There's a whole lot of reasons people enslave people all over the world, right? But speaking of the transatlantic slave trade, I just don't think our ancestors from the motherland thought that was going on. And I always talk about Queen Nzinga from Angola. She put a stop to it. She was like, nah, right? Not realizing what they were doing. And then when she passed away, her brother was like, we open for business, right? So, yeah. And then they just started straight out stealing Africans and bringing us over here. So, yeah, Ambassador of, I think that's Jesus Christ. How you doing? Says that was the focus, but people leave it out. TW, how you doing? Says, y'all need to start with Asians and the Arabs, then Africans. The fact that y'all still in Asian establishment says it all. Urban Commute, how you doing? Says, let's get on with the damn boycott already. Well, I mean, it's a free country. People could do whatever they want to do. It's just not something I'm doing. I'm not boycotting, targeting any of that other stuff. Like I said, I'd rather focus on building Black American businesses. That's what I would love to do, to be honest with you. Let's see who else is on here that I have not seen. I see all you guys' comments, but I'm so behind and you guys must apologize. I must apologize to you. Deep Tappy, I hope I said that right, says, I don't patron African shops at all. Okay. Mad Dog says some of those Africans will learn one day that those others look at them like they look at us Black. Yeah, I think they're learning that now, especially with the Trump administration, right? Yeah, he's like, y'all getting up out of here too. You know, oh yeah, you definitely leaving, right? If nobody else leaves out of here, hell, they're deporting what 500,000 Haitians. They don't get to say, oh, listen, I'm Haitian. Trump, I'm special. He's like, and Biden too, right? We saw all that happen when they came over here to Texas. So yeah, we're all looked at it the same, you know, but we look at each other differently. Right, Brother Critical. That's how far I am behind. You can't call nobody. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. Joyce, how you doing? Says people who are not Black American are not our sisters and brothers. Well, you can only speak for yourself. If you don't want them to be your brothers and sisters, then that's where it is. I consider them to be my brothers and sisters. I just don't. I'm just not that invested into it, to be honest with you. I'm not. But I can't tell anybody else what to think or, you know, any of that. C. Harbin, I hope I said that right. How you doing? Says Godfrey talked about this in his regular Black stand-up. Yeah, I've seen it. Godfrey, what is he? Is he Caribbean as well? But he's very versed on the issues here. Yes, by the time 103, we are not subsidized by the government like everyone else. That is a fact. Al says, can you explain why Black businesses supply and demand is horrible? Example, Harold's Chicken. Because we don't put the money back into those businesses so we don't patronize our own businesses like we should. So they'll have the capital to buy supplies, right? They may be operating on limited capital, which is why in Black stores or businesses, prices tend to be a little bit higher, right? Because they're like, if we don't raise the prices, we can't stay in business. But if we would start putting more of that nearly $2 trillion back into those Black American businesses, then they'll have a better supply chain. And then some of it could just be inventory, like, oops, I forgot the hot sauce. So yeah, Brother Reddy says, only place I ever saw someone with a bone in their nose was downtown Detroit. You crazy. Herschel, did I say hello to you? Not hello. Iron Spider, how you doing? Says $15 at Supercuts. I should pay a visit to this weekend. It's probably like 18, 20 now, but still pretty good, right? Brother Don, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Chanel, what's going on? Says, so Black American women boycott the African shops. That's what they're supposed to be doing, right? I don't go anyway because, like I said, I don't get my hair braided or anything like that. I just do my own hair. Brooklyn G Baby, how you doing? Says, is anybody aware that the U.S. federal government 6 days ago has given 100,000 cash reparations to white people in New Mexico and their descendants for bombing them 80 years ago? Did not hear about that, but I'd be interested in learning more. Juggernaut, how you doing? Says, sure, go to the U.S. for reparations, but don't go to the colonizers that manipulated their land, Europe, China, Russia, etc., but parasite off of our struggle, huh? Well, I think, yeah, that's because for a while before the delineation started, right, everybody was considered to just be Black. And especially when it came to reparations, right? It's like, what about us? It's like, not so much, because you don't have lineage here, especially tied to the slave trade. So like you said, you need to kind of go where you're from and then talk to that government, because surely they owe a debt, especially if slavery was there, which it was in a lot of places, right? Anthony, how you doing? Says, the statement you made about the Oklahoma beauty supply store owner who threw the 50% sale, that Asian guy punched a Black woman in the mouth in front of her small son. I have a meme depicting the aftermath on my phone. There you go. And you saw it. All those Black women that were lined up around the block when they had that 50% off, cussing the brothers out, telling them mind their business and all this, that, and the other. Tony, how you doing? Says, boycott and go birds. MA, how you doing? Says, Philly in the house. Curtis, what's up? He says, I'm not boycotting any Black businesses, but I will boycott white businesses. There you go. Carrie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. All right, I got to skip down, y'all, because I am so far behind. Fresh Air, how you doing? Says, boycott all of it for nature. Okay. Queen Adaya, hope you're doing well. Respect Knuckles, what's going on? Says, Devil's Advocate Queen. Oh, yes, I am. I like to play Devil's Advocate. It's kind of fun. Hikizzle, I hope I said that right. He says, she is keeping it 100. It can't lie. Okay. And let's see. A Black Aboriginal American. How you doing? Says, I never bought anything from an African business. Am I alone? I don't know if that was by design or you just haven't seen any, right? Because there's not that, well, here in Houston there is, but in Southern California where I'm from, I didn't see that many. Like I said, I only knew of one and then they closed, right? Because every time I went in there, because I like that Dudu Asun, that black soap. Every time I went in there, wasn't a whole lot of people in there. So I'm sure it was due to that. Dorian, how you doing? Says, Black Americans, aka FBA, need to stay focused on what's happening here in America. African and Caribbean people are the same people. We are, and they, Black immigrants control nothing tangible, nothing. They have no control, right? Yeah, they talking a lot of smack or whatever, but what control do they have? Can we honestly say that we have been harmed overall by African immigrants? Like, for real. I'm not talking about the individual basis type of thing, the stuff online. I'm talking about overall, especially in juxtaposition to the Asians, the Arabs, the whites, the Hispanics. Can you say that you've suffered some harm from African immigrants? Arnisa, how you doing? Says, we teach everyone how to treat us. Think about it. I totally agree with you. I had that conversation with somebody today. You got to teach people how to treat you. Totally. Shan, how you doing? Hope you're doing well today. I'm so far behind. I keep saying that. Chocolate Bunny, how you doing? Says, but we do. Y'all acting like we don't get blocked from different industries. Most people went to those Africans because it's like 3 of them in your hair. The word was they were faster. Yeah, they are faster, but do you really want 3 different people pulling your follicles out? It gives me anxiety thinking about it, Yeah, it's faster, but at the end of the day, and I'm not saying this because they're African, so please don't mistake me in that. It's just not good to have your hair braided tight. And I'm gonna ask y'all this, especially Black women. Have y'all ever seen another time like now where you seen so many Black women balding? There's so many bald Black women, whether it's up in here, whether the edges are gone, just, not trying to be disrespectful, but that George Jefferson type thing, right? I've never seen it. And a lot of that is due to the chemicals pulling your hair real tight. It's like, oh, I don't want no edges out. So I'm gonna braid it out, right? I've never seen it. So it's not good to have all that done to your hair. Eventually, you're gonna be bald. You're gonna get alopecia. It's traction alopecia is what it is, where you just have all your hair snatched out and your follicles is like, okay, I'm done. You don't treat me right, I'm not growing no more hair, right? But I've never seen it. I've never seen so many bald Black women in my life as we are seeing today. So yeah, Cloudless, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Who else haven't I seen? Patricia Green, how you doing? You agree with me? Okay, cool. It's a lot of times people don't. Miss R's Take, how you doing? Says we need to kick you out of West Africa and change the name of so much in Liberia. I don't know what that means, but welcome. Jonathan, how you doing? Says weak faith doubts God, so you believe God had something for you, but an immigrant came and took what God had prepared for you. Weak faith. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But then, on the other hand, it's like, yeah, we shouldn't be tolerating disrespect from nobody. But unfortunately, again, people learn of Black Americans from the media, from, just different sources that, Black Americans, they this, they that, they this, they that. So people come over here with these preconceived notions, and then they feel like they can talk to us crazy until they find out they can't, so Sweet Gava, how you doing? Says we never go one, and I'm not sure what that means, but how you doing? Nad Harry, how you doing? Says we need one. Okay, and I know I'm behind in the comments, so y'all must forgive me. Who else haven't I seen? Just skipping down. Charles, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I saw that about the WNBA boycott. Is like, I've gone to a couple of WNBA games, but they want more money. Most of those players in WNBA are, they kind of strong, to say the least. But it's like, why don't you tell your community to come on out? Does that community support a lot? And then to take it another step, what about women? It's a woman's sport, I guess. So where are the women at? Because it's about revenue at the end of the day. Now, I know there's some other intricate things like that. I don't know. Would a boycott be successful? I don't know. I'm speaking above my head, so let me shut up. Triple Agent, how you doing? Says people got to take the capes off. Everybody can get any comment cut off. Jamarcus, how you doing? Shaw, what's going on? He says, I don't patronize either. Have my own hair, do my own nails, and cook my own Chinese food. Same. Do my own nails, hair, everything, okay? I don't really like too many people playing in my hair anyway. Ephra, how you doing? Says American descendants of chattel slavery are going to be really pissed when they find out that the United States of Africa is forcing them to be their sixth state of Africa to profit off of. So is that with the African Union thing that I've been hearing about? I guess I need to do some research. So thank you for that. Lenora, how you doing? He says DC is full of African businesses. Yes, indeed. And that's, of course, Tisha. Let's see. Catherine, how you doing? Letty, I hope I said that right. It says doing my hair right now. Yeah. Doing your own hair is always favorable. John, how you doing? Said, now this is just dumb. We just want to be upset about every damn thing. You said it. I'm just reading. Tommy, how you doing? Says Power Economics will be reborn in Atlanta, Georgia. In the ring of circles, we are going to have to detach from this ring of economic circle. Yeah, and invest in ourselves, right? Especially Atlanta. There's no reason why Atlanta should be going through the things that is going through economically, especially with the Black population and all the Black politicians. What they've had a Black mayor since 1973. And they talk about Atlanta as one of the most gentrified places in the country. How? How is that? As Kanye said, how, Sway? How is Atlanta the most gentrified and it's got nothing but Black representation as far as politics is concerned? See, those are the other conversations we have to have as well. Is it just everybody else or is it us too? I'm just asking. Saya says anyone could do what they want. It's their free will. However, seven nations teamed up together to destroy us. And do you really want to give them a chance to do it again? That's on you. Fool me once, shame on you. I mean, I don't know. I guess I need more details as to what you're saying. What seven nations you're talking about? Is that the African Union you guys keep mentioning? I got what you meant, Asaya. Let's see. Honda, how you doing? It says force Africans to get on code, otherwise they can dry up. Well, you got to also remember too, because they come from the motherland, they have more of a sense of tribalism than we do, right? Now, we used to have it, when we had our own Black Wall Street, your Rosewoods, your Allentowns, your Slocums. We had, some sort of tribalism, but they definitely have it, right? They're more connected to that than we are. Of course, the horrors that we and our ancestors have gone through with the separation and all that other stuff. So yeah, it'd be nice. But in a sense, they feel like we don't have to get on code with y'all. We already have a code, right? Because the accusation is we don't have a culture. They do. That's what they're saying. But Kari, how you doing? Yeah. Hopefully by now you got what this is about. But thank you. Let's see who else haven't I seen. I've seen everyone. Double Edge, how you doing? Says, damn well, all of y'all ain't had any personal problems with immigrants. Y'all are just followers of BS. I don't know who this y'all you talking about. I've had plenty of issues with immigrants. I'm just not going to die on that hill. I'd rather die on the hill of Black Americans getting our stuff together. See, that's where the delineation comes in, because everybody else can do their thing the way they want to do it, how they want to do it. But the minute Black Americans say, hey, you know what? How about we just do A, B, C, and D amongst ourselves? Then there's a problem. Now, I agree there's some vitriol that's included with that. But I think it's really a response from the vitriol that's come from everybody else. I could be wrong. Excuse me. Majestic, how you doing? He said some knew because they visited the plantations and others were selling slaves until the 1930s and still mistreat the group who were slaves and others still sell slaves. Okay. Aggie, I'll say world. How about that? Because I'm jacking name up. He said stop going Asian hair stores, restaurants, and nail salons. Yep. New one. How you doing? So the Africans can go. They look down on us. Tay, how you doing? Says FBA standing on business. They are super disrespectful. Got you. Got something in my throat. Sorry. Polo Styles, how you doing? Thank you so much for that. For the love of us. You say Cape. Okay. Raw TV, how you doing? Says why not stop giving money to the Asian stores? They never liked us and they never spend money or invest in our communities. I agree with you. I agree. Naja, how you doing? Says I heard ICE agents were quitting. Yeah, I bet. It's probably a horrible job to have because it's a very austere job. I'd imagine after a while it kind of gets to you, right? Some people like doing all of that, and some people don't. But I'd imagine, it's probably a gut wrenching. And I've even heard that about people who are correctional officers and police officers. They say, yeah, I thought I could do the job, right? But then the job was it was a lot. And I couldn't bring myself to do it. So I can understand that. Candy Malone, did I say hello to you? If not, hello. It says Black Grocery Stores, 3337 Cypress Creek Parkway, District Green Market. Yes, I went there once. They didn't have a lot in there. I keep saying I'm going to go back. It's a Black-owned grocery store. Your average logical thinker, how you doing? It says, hey, Demetri, chat. Yeah, these Africans got big nerve. Yeah. It's a rude awakening for them as well because they're seeing that, massa don't love you either. Global warming says, please make a disclosure that you don't represent all Black people, only yourself, because that is plain stupid. Well, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. Because I've never said I represented anybody but myself. So if you don't mind me asking, what are you talking about? Okay, who else is here? She, her, love, life. How you doing? Says there's many Black Americans on YouTube that make furniture. Ooh, I would love to get with a Black American furniture maker and all of that. I bet it is off the hook. T. Austin, how you doing? I'm doing well. No complaints. Cannot complain. BG, what's going on? He says I support the boycott. Okay. I think I'm getting to the bottom. Thank you, Fresh Air. I appreciate that. Shaw, he says, if you're not being treated badly, why boycott? Okay. I choose better says, I never ate from African restaurants. It's only like one braiding shop from my county. Only seen 26 Africans in my life working from home and in my state, but I'm from the deep South and country. Got you. Got you. Got you. Jay, thank you so much for that. Love and appreciate you. Says, how do you like Doodle Asun? Got Amazon cheap, $27. I like it. I love black soap. I like Doodle Asun. I like black soap in general. Oh man, it just does wonders for your skin. But I like it. I like it. I'm not using it right now because it can be a little drying in the summertime and stuff. But I do use it kind of like more so in the winter or just whenever. Mr. V, how you doing? Says says I think he said you haven't gone to Red Lobster in a minute. Did scam Prince Hakeem F up the Cheddar Bay biscuits? I don't know. I haven't been to Red Lobster in a while either, but I heard he bought them back from the brink of bankruptcy. That's what I heard the other day. Michael R, how you doing? Says black people are finished. Nah. Don't count us out yet. MA, you say true that. How you doing? A average article thing that says the African hair braiders and the wigs and glue. Yep, we'll do it. We'll snatch your hair clean on out. Bro, go. How you doing? Raymond, what's going on with you? That's okay. I'll be back here tomorrow. We got about 3 more minutes, but I will be back here tomorrow. Mary, how you doing? Says when the Japanese got reparations, other Asian community like Chinese didn't have their hands up. Good point. Very good point. MC Factor says there are chemicals in synthetic hair. Yep. Tracy B, how you doing? Says if a person has negative or bad energy, don't allow them to touch your hair. Prepare your food. That part. Lawrence, how you doing? Said my edges are on point. Barely, right? And that's because I do not pull them out at all. I try not to do too much tension to my hair. Mr. Blackwell, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Queen Adia says so many are losing their hair, having different spirits in your hair. Back in the day, mama did your hair with blue magic and water. Come on now. It says go back to taking care of your hair. Now you got so much other stuff. It's crazy. Double Edge Logic says ain't nobody sold any of you. Okay. Corey, how you doing? Says they need to start checking in. What? Are we gangsters now? GR, how you doing? Says why are we talking like this? With our own shaking my head. Yes, Hitsville 23. How you doing? Says, damn, well, don't need to twist your scalp. Have to say not too tight, smooth. For me, anything is too tight. Anything, which is why I don't do it. It gives me anxiety to have anything tight on my scalp. Fred Brian, how you doing? Says, LA in the building. Keep up the good work. Says, thank you. Ashal Mahaya, how you doing? Love and light to you as well. Imhotep, what's going on? Says, would a boycott be successful? Well, that will depend on what demographic patronize their businesses. And then we'd have to know that, right? Do we really go there like that? Soulfully sowing seeds. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thad Crosby, how you doing? Says in South Carolina, growing up, I always heard women say have to be careful who you let touch your hair. The crown. That is a true statement. Don't let everybody play in your hair. We were told that as kids. Don't let everybody play in your hair. And now you let everybody play in your hair. Because so people are concerned with style opposed to health of the hair. I'm concerned with the health of the hair. Obviously, style is important, but I like healthy hair. I'm trying to have it as long as I can. Hey, Tracy, yep, you late. I'm about to get out of here. Nasir, what's going on with you? Say, yes, a serious subject, but we can put a flow wreath on that hair. I guess I need to find out what that is. Dave Young, did I say hello to you? Not hello. Hello. Yamanuel, how you doing? He says, call ICE on the illegals, including the Africans, Haitians, and Jamaicans. November Rain, how you doing? He says there are some African store owners up in here in New Jersey whom deserve to have their stores boycotted ASAP. Well, if that's the case, right? JC, how you doing? Says imagine, immigrants come to take, not to give. They have made that a very apparent. Mark Quinn, how you doing? He says Black America stop with the hair braiding, do twist. Yeah, twist are cool. You keep your hair a little longer. Anthony, how you doing? Says I don't shop at African business. Okay, I'm gonna not read the last comment. Sky Dancer, how you doing? Kane, how you doing? Says I think we need to boycott these Asians, Indians, Arabs, all these folk businesses. Yep, totally agree with you. Nucci, how you doing? Says if we fight ourselves under subgroup division, we will place our children's children in permanent bondage. Something to think about. T1 Production, how you doing? Key 5, what's going on with you? I think I've seen everybody so far. Black America, how you doing? Says hello, pro black corner of YouTube. Oh, you pro black, you better quit playing. Sassy Frassy, how you doing? He says African Americans are not boycotting Africa. It's the FBAs. Got you. KC, how you doing? Says you could tell the ones that are not on code in the chat. And I guess one day we'll have to have a conversation about the code, right? Vanessa, thank you so much for that. Love and appreciate you. As always, Awakening of the FBA, how you doing? Says, I'm not from Africa. Okay. And there's some Black people who are not, even though the mother civilization is. I won't argue that. The average logical thinker says the new Red Lobster CEO is doing his thing, but that seafood boil ain't hitting on nothing. That's what I heard. Mari, how you doing? Says precious metals. I'm looking for FBA bullion dealer, buyer, seller. He says so uncomfortable going into non-FBA stores to do business concerning my precious metals and investments. See, that's the conversation we need to be having, right? Where are our Black American stores? Greta, how you doing? Says I'm very late. I'm sorry, I'm very leery of African braiders. I get it. I'm leery of anybody who braided my hair too tight. J Red, how you doing? Says bootlicking Rolling Mark, Democrat Shield. Is he in the building? Sully, how you doing? Says I have not had the opportunity to visit any African restaurants, but I have explored a variety of Caribbean dining establishments. My only experience with African culture have been in braiding Johns. Gotcha. You must be from Philly, huh? Original Copper, how you doing? I'm just saying hello to everybody because I need to get out of here. Jay Nebula, what's going on? It says showing off her hair. Am I showing it off? Good Life, how you doing? It says it wasn't like this during the 70s in America. We bought the energy here. Oh, you said who brought the energy here? Well, you know who did. You know who brought it here. Jacqueline, I hope I said that right. How you doing? Say we was born here. We're gonna be here. We're gonna die here. School days. Gotcha. Yes, Black America, I know. But we love you, though. We love you. Alan, how you doing? It says FBA versus everybody. I'm surprised ain't nobody made a shirt like that yet. I'm super surprised. Or maybe they have. Guess what? I got to the bottom. So anyway, I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. I think I got to everybody's comments. So I will be here tomorrow, last day of the week. Hopefully there's something really good. There's always something good to talk about. And hopefully I find it, right? And I come. Del Monte Green Beans, how you doing? So I'll be back here 5 p.m. Central Time. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of your evening. Love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Peace to you, Brother Reggie, Mike Nice, and everybody. Love and appreciate you. Peace.